Hail and welcome, friends. Welcome back to another Tales from the Mirror's Edge with everyone's favorite mirror ghost, Bloody Mary here. Here to share with you guys some more ghostly stories from my childhood. All true, believe them or don't, I don't care. But let's jump in. I think I'll start with when I was 14, my dad got diagnosed with cancer. And this happened at one of his many hospital stays. He was in the hospital, me and my brother got home from school, and Mom wanted to go up there so we could see him and whatnot. So I remember we were getting changed out of our school clothes and getting ready to go see him. I was ready. We were waiting on my brother. Me and Mom were standing outside of his bedroom door talking. I can't remember what we were talking about, but my brother got his pair of pants, went into his bedroom, closed the door to change. Not 15 seconds later, he screams. And Mom runs into the room like, oh my God, what happened? What happened? On his TV, there was a handprint, like the size of, it wasn't a child, but like a small handprint, much smaller than his hand, on the TV screen. At the time, we still had those old fatbacks with the glass screen in them. And it was a perfectly formed handprint, very small, you know, like maybe like a small woman's hand. The thing about it was, the handprint itself was made up of some kind of jelly almost substance. Like, think if you would have taken like a handful of hand sanitizer and just pressed your palm up against the glass and removed it. That's about what it looked like. Now, my brother couldn't have done that, simply because one, his hands were way too small to make that print. Two, it wasn't anything gross, so get your minds out of the gutter. I mean, it was literally like he shut the door, 15 seconds later, he's screaming and in the corner of his room trying to get away from the TV. And three, there was nothing else, like there was no hand sanitizer, there was no aloe vera gel, there was no nothing like that in his bedroom. Plus, he wouldn't have just done that just on a random whim. There's no reason for it. But it was just a clear gel. The only thing I could think of was maybe it was ectoplasm. It dried very, very quickly. It just evaporated. But it left the residue of the handprint on the screen. It had no smell. And it dried up almost as fast as it appeared. Now, it doesn't end there. Before we left to go visit Dad in the hospital, I decided I was going to put out a pencil and pad on the trunk at the foot of my brother's bed. And I told it, whatever was in our house, if you're here and you want to communicate, leave something, a note, a mark, anything. Leave something on this piece of paper. And when we come back, we will check the paper to see if you have left us anything. Or, failing that, if you want, you can leave another handprint on the TV to let us know that you're here. And we had cleaned the TV screen off just to make sure there was no way of there being residual fingerprints or anything from like us touching the TV. And because I had a TV in my room, he had one in his room, we checked both the screens, they were both clean, and I left the piece of paper and pencil on the trunk, and we left. Well, a couple hours go by and we get back from visiting Dad in the hospital. First thing I want to do is run back to the bedroom and check the piece of paper. Of course, I was disappointed. We got nothing on the paper and nothing on the TV screens. And at that point, I was taunting it. Like, you know, I knew you weren't strong enough. You want to act like you're big and bad. You ain't nothing but a bitch. All you want to do is try to scare people, and you can't even make a mark on a piece of paper. You can't tell us that you're here. What's wrong? You're not so big and bad after all, and things like that, and really going at it and taunting it. So, after I talked shit for a good 5 minutes, me and my brother go into the living room. We're gonna watch some TV. I think Mom went to do some laundry. At this point, it was fall, so the sun was setting fairly early. It didn't take long for it to get dark outside. And it was maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. I needed to go back to the bedroom to get something. I don't even remember what it was. My brother has been sitting with me in the living room the whole time since we got back home. Mom has been either in the laundry room folding clothes or in the kitchen making some food. I go back to the bedroom, my bedroom. I flick on the light, and there in the center of my TV screen is a perfectly formed handprint. A small handprint in the same gel-like substance that was on my brother's TV earlier in that day. Just one single perfectly formed print. Well, needless to say, when I saw that, I got kind of weirded out and really freaked out, like, oh my god, y'all get back here, y'all get back here, you gotta see this, you gotta see this. And, so anyway, they come back there and they can see the print as well for themselves. It's completely dry by the time they get back there, but the handprint remains. Since it left me that print, I immediately want to go and check the piece of paper again to see if maybe it left anything on that. When they came back there to me hollering for them, they didn't go anywhere else but straight down the hallway into my room. The piece of paper and the pencil was still in my brother's room, right where I had left it. No one had touched it, because we were in the front of the house and our bedrooms were in the back of the house. Go in there and we move the pencil to see if maybe there's anything, and there is. Right where the pencil was laying, perfectly underneath it, was one single straight line that went down like this and then kind of curved over and went down like that. No one had been in the room to make that mark. No one had touched the pencil or the paper since we came home and checked it the first time. So I guess my taunting made it mad. I don't know. But it left me what I asked for. A handprint on the TV and a mark on the paper. I don't know what it was. I still to this day don't know what was in that house. Anyway, if you like these stories, please stay tuned for more. I have a whole collection, like probably hundreds of stories I could tell you guys of weird happenings from my life and from the lives of other family members. So stick around if you're enjoying the spooky stories, and remember, don't look into the mirrors at night. You never know what's gonna be looking back at you. Stay spooky, everyone.